Okay, great. So, hi guys. Today we are really going to talk about two quick ones, yeah. That I received in my DM. So, the first one is the lady said that as a black woman that is married to a non-colored person, a white man, regardless of her achievements, she's always reduced to her husband's wife, mother of kids, girlfriend, fiance. And she says that she's also seen this in the black community or in communities of couples with couples in interracial relationships and marriages, that they are often just referred to or reduced to the other half's girlfriend, husband, wife, and all that. And this is a huge challenge because some people actually really just work really hard. As we know, African people or black people have to sometimes, most of the time, work harder to achieve what someone of non-color would achieve. So she says this is a challenge, and this is something that mainstream media should also really highlight when people are getting into these interracial relationships. And also this just brings me to a time before COVID when I was running a company, and it was a big, it was fairly big, you know, mid-sized private entity, and we would bring in close to 8 figures a month, and it was always Kun's girlfriend, Kun's wife, Kun's this. It was never Harriet the entrepreneur, Harriet the creative, Harriet the fashion designer. It was really just Harriet the marketeer. It was never that. And so did I see it when she sent me this. I was like, this has actually really happened before, and I've also seen it before in our communities. When we go out for social gatherings, I see most of these young ladies that have achieved so much and are married to people of non-color really just being referred to, oh, it's Walter's girlfriend, Walter's so and so. So yes, that's a huge challenge. And the second one was a message that I received was the fact that some of these kids from interracial marriages, especially mixed race kids from different cultures and different races, have what we call an identity crisis when they grow up. And this is actually the person that sent in this tip is a 31-year-old person, child or woman now, who is feeling completely lost and trying to trace her roots back to her culture. Because when they were growing up, yeah, they were predominantly raised almost in the father's culture, and the father is a person of non-color. And mainly, I would say maybe he was a breadwinner, or they traveled a lot because of work. So then before you know it, this is the deep-rooted culture, or the deep-rooted racial, or I wouldn't even say racial, but the deep-rooted kind of things that you learn in a home are mainly that, from the dishes that you have, from the food, from the way you dress, the way you speak to people. When it comes to the food as well, I'm repeating myself, right? When it comes to the food as well, the language. So it also just starts with the language. When you're in these interracial relationships, what language do you take up? Do you take up the mother's side or the father's side? And in our case, we are doing both, right? We're trying to teach him both English and Flemish, and luckily enough, he's got this bilingual kind of brain. When the father speaks to him in Dutch, hashtag Flemish, he immediately switches and he clicks. And when I speak to him in English, he also switches and he clicks. So we're trying that. So it's important actually that from the grassroots, from the very beginning, that these kids are taught both cultures, so that they don't have to grow up feeling lost in the world with no foot in one culture or in one race. You know, there's just somewhere in between, as they are called, mixed. And so she also spoke about the fact that the other challenge that they face as kids of mixed race marriages is that they are never fully accepted as a white person, and also as a black person. So yeah, as you see them, also they're somewhere in between. But then even if they have the citizenship or the nationality of, let's say, maybe a white country, says when they're there, they are too tanned or too dark to be white. And when they're back home in Africa, they are too light to be African. So in Africa, they're calling them Muzungu. And when they are, let's say, in the US or in Europe, they are being referred to as a black person. So hence also this identity crisis that is going on. So I think that mainstream media should also really just highlight some of these challenges that these kids from interracial marriages and relationships undergo. Well, that is all for today. Please go subscribe on YouTube, follow on Instagram, share this video as widely as you can, and feel free to look at other bloggers, other influencers talking about interracial marriages and the challenges that come along with it. Yeah.